I'm Philip Duncan from weatherwatch.co.nz with a special 7-day outlook across Australia. And we've just had this big surge of hot weather and of course the windy weather in the southeast. Now we've got a change coming through. On today's animated wind map, we put on there the Misery Index. It's mostly made for livestock, and it shows in the red areas temperatures above 30 degrees, and in the blue, those that are below zero or feel below zero. So a slightly colder morning in Tasmania, but that cooler change now helping to drop temperatures back to a more normal, satisfying level across the southern portion of Australia, with that massive heat wave now pushing further to the north of the country. But that cooler southerly change, it is moving into Queensland now as well. So let's have a look at the rainfall for the next 5 days. Not a huge amount, so it's not surprising at all that El Nino has just been announced by the Bureau. A little bit of wet weather on the west coast down here, most of it though up in Queensland around Cairns, where you're talking about 5 to 10 millimetres, maybe 15 millimetres right on the coastal part there. Otherwise it is mostly dry, if not completely dry, for the next 5 days ahead. But we do have changes with the temperatures, and we do have some coastal showers that don't show up entirely on this map. So we'll talk about that in a moment. But first of all, the temperatures. So I talked about that cooler change coming through, resetting a lot of the southeast back to where you should be for this time of the year. In fact, even a little bit colder than usual over the next day or so. This is for tomorrow, coming through on Friday, that cooler change around Sydney northwards. Let's have a look at Friday's setup. So that southerly change coming into Sydney, very light one, but you can see it just coming through here. High pressure system coming in. That's the reason why we're seeing the calmer, drier weather. So on Friday, Hobart, your temperature's going up from 11 degrees today, which is pretty miserable, to 14, so it's a slight improvement. With that high rolling in, if you're in the A.C.T, Canberra got a risk of a frost on Friday night. Your overnight low is 2 in the city there. And Sydney's got a cooler Friday as well. 18 degrees is your maximum, well down from the mid to late 30s where you were just a day or so ago. So a cooler change coming through for Sydney as well. And Brisbane, 32 degrees today, but tomorrow when that southerly comes in, your high 23. So that's a bit of a refreshing change coming in for you. Let's get into Saturday now. And Perth, you got a high of only 19, bit of a slightly cooler change coming through for you. Elsewhere though, easterly winds are dominating, and you can see these isolated showers around the place. So while Brisbane is mostly dry for the next several days ahead, there are a few showers around the city and nearby into the regions, going down towards New South Wales and right up to the top end. So a couple of showers there. Otherwise, pretty settled on Saturday. By Sunday, the warmth starts to return. If you're in Adelaide, you've got 27 degrees as your maximum coming through for you on Sunday. And elsewhere, Melbourne, 23 degrees. In fact, Melbourne, quite a pleasant week coming up with your daytime highs in the low to maybe mid-20s and mostly dry. Might be a little too dry for some of you, but the temperatures aren't so bad for you, especially here on Sunday. And elsewhere, well, Cairns, you've got a few showers coming in. That's probably the wettest of the main centres there on Sunday for you. All right, next week, not a great deal of change on Monday. Still got those showers, mostly south of Cairns now though. And it's still a risk though of some showers coming into Cairns itself. Temperature wise on Monday, the main headlines probably Adelaide with 27 degrees. Canberra, you're going up to 25 degrees. You don't see you on the map because of the way we zoom out, and we can't fix that, I'm sorry, but you know where you are. And your temperature there, 25 degrees, and still those showers, like I say, up around Cairns. Moving through next week on Tuesday, still got those showers. They are hit and miss. Cairns, once again, most exposed to these showers next week. Very dry though for the eastern side, but you don't have the same heat that you've just had. Most of the heat now is through where you would expect it. So Alice Springs, you've got a high of 34 degrees on Tuesday. So Wednesday next week, we've got a little bit of a change. Not a major one, a slight one. High pressure rolling through here encourages a wee bit of a southerly, a northerly on that side. So we'll see a few downpours popping up around Coober Pedy, but not much elsewhere. And that slight change means that Adelaide we'll have a bit of a temperature drop. Your high on Wednesday, only 19 degrees. So that's down a wee bit. Sydney, on the other hand, with a northerly, you go up to 26 degrees on Wednesday. And if you're up in Brisbane, 26, 27 degrees for you. So certainly a warm change coming in. And we just talked about Perth having a cooler change in the next couple of days. Well, you're up to 31, 32 degrees by the time we get to Wednesday. So quite a lot going on over the next several days around Australia with temperatures, but not much in the way of rain. Certainly looking very dry, and that's going to be an issue for the 70 plus fires now burning in New South Wales. That's going to cause more smoke problems, but at least the wind is taking a bit of a break. That's one positive that we can see. That's all from me. We'll be back again next week. And of course, tomorrow we'll have our next New Zealand-Australia update for you as we fine-tune the weekend update. And we're also going to take a look at UV rays around New Zealand and Australia at the moment. They are getting up into that moderate to high level already. That's all from me for today, though, for our special update. Back again next Thursday for our next 7-day Australian update. Thank you so much for all the feedback we're getting on YouTube. It's making it all the worthwhile. We may even have to step up how often we do these. We'll just see how it goes. Please tell your friends and family about us across Australia. Thanks for joining us.